Well, hello again, everybody. Good morning, and welcome back once again to Maximus the Fourth. And am I huffing and puffing? Yes, it is because I just did my 100 burpees that I do every single week on Mondays to start my day. As you guys can see right here, and probably in the thumbnail, is I have the new Zero Sugar Mug Root Beer. And today, my job is going to be to walk you guys through a little bit of the history on how this kind of took place. I will then open one of these cans, give you guys a taste test, letting you know exactly what I think about it, giving you a rating on a scoring system scale of 1 through 10. And then we're going to finish this off, and I'm going to entertain you guys with the 1 liter chug out of the Spaten Stein. So, originally in the late 60s, mug root beer that didn't have sugar in it was going under the name of mug sugar-free, or sugar-free mug. And back then, I think that there were a lot more companies that were simply using the tag sugar-free. So a lot of diet drinks back then, if I'm not mistaken, was just simply known as sugar-free. Well, as fate would have it, later on, eventually the name was changed to Diet Mug Root Beer. And then the surprising tale of the story is that in 1986, Pepsi actually bought the rights to Mug Root Beer. And now, here we are in 2024, and Pepsi has tried their hand with the tag Zero Sugar for Mug Root Beer. Now, based on the very little research that I did, there's kind of rumors on top of rumors. You don't really know if it's true, but I heard some people saying that Diet Mug Root Beer has been discontinued completely, where others are saying that might not be true, and Diet Mug is indeed still a coexisting drink. But one thing's for sure, what people are wondering is, what is the difference between zero sugar and diet? Well, luckily, I've actually reviewed quite a bit of zero sugar tagged sodas like Dr. Pepper and Coke and even Pepsi. And one thing that I can tell you is that a key ingredient that is in the zero sugar version as opposed to the diet is acesulfame potassium. Now, looking through the ingredients here, it doesn't really look like there's a whole lot different stuff that's in here, except for maybe sucralose is in here. I don't recall ever seeing sucralose in zero sugar Pepsi, Coke, or Dr. Pepper, but I could be wrong. Usually you'll see sucralose in a regular sugar soda, but it looks like they used a sugar-free version of it to maybe help the taste quite a bit. Now, as I've made a reference many times, sucralose was actually used in New Coke, which came out in 1985. It is a natural sugar that comes from plants like nuts, fruits, and vegetables. So, the only other thing in here that I'm seeing, or am I? I don't want to be talking out of my hiney here if I don't really know what I'm talking about, but I'm pretty sure on the first ingredient that I gave you guys that that's true. Anyhow, a question that needs to be asked is, why does Pepsi, Coke, and Dr. Pepper, all the big name sodas, use zero sugar? Why don't they just stick to diet? Well, when it comes to names and brands, you have to always ask yourself, and you have to consider the fact that it always comes down to money. You just never know what people are going to buy. Maybe the zero sugar tag is just going to attract people as opposed to diet. It's funny because if you're on eBay and you know what you're selling, sometimes even if you drop the price by like 50 cents, people can swarm on it and go crazy. For instance, if you have an item that's for sale like 80 bucks and then you drop it to 79.50, or even if you dropped it strategically like 78.75, that $1.25 could make the difference, the biggest difference in the world, to make people swarm it. You just never know what's going to happen. So enough of the rambling. I'm going to open one of these now and tell you guys what I think. But first, let's do a close-up on this can. Okay, let's give this a shot and see what we're dealing with here. Is this going to taste like normal mug root beer? Most likely not. It's just really hard to get it right with the diet sodas and zero sugar altogether. You know what? That's actually not half bad. That actually tastes okay. To quote ASMR Raoul, he says that Coke Zero is the only sugar-free or diet non-sugar soda that actually tastes like the original stuff. Which, I don't know if I agree with that, but don't get me wrong, Coke Zero does taste pretty good. Probably better than zero sugar Pepsi or even Dr. Pepper. But this actually tastes pretty legit. I don't know if I've ever had diet mug root beer, but the way that it's hitting when you're taking a drink, the first couple sips, it hits your esophagus pretty good. It goes down. You can't really taste a super big difference. But on like your third or fourth sip, at least from my experience, you can start to taste, okay, the aspartame that's in this and all the other stuff, you can definitely taste that it's probably artificial and it's not the real sugar. But on a scale of 1 to 10, somebody that doesn't really like diet sodas all that much, zero sugar in this case, I think I would give that a very fair, I'd give that a 6.5 out of 10. Now that I've given you guys the review on zero sugar mug root beer, let's step into the chug zone. Can number 1. Now, to be fair, these were very cold when I first pulled them out of the fridge, but they've been sitting outside of the fridge for about, I want to say 30 minutes. So it might not be as cold as I was hoping for, but that's okay. What I can tell you is a while back, a fan of mine that goes by the name of Todd1734 commented, and he said, "I miss the chugs." I then responded with a chug. It was Diet Pepsi 2-liter chug. And I actually cleared that 2-liter DOS boot in just 37 seconds. So even with diet sodas, if I'm super focused, I can get decent times. I'm not going to make too impossible of a benchmark, mark for myself. But let's say if I can get 30 seconds for this 1 liter, I'd be fine with that. Let's get into position here. I'll go ahead and put the can back up here for display. That way you guys can just really see the tag. Okay. Okay, that was Mug Zero Sugar. 1 liter chug down the hatch, out of the Spatenstein. That does count as one pull, even though I had to pause because I did not bring the cup down, and I did keep the brims touching my mouth. So that technically does pass as a chug attempt. I'll have to look through the video and see what the seconds were on that. But I think that was probably about, I want to say maybe 25 seconds. Alright, you guys. That was Zero Sugar Mug Root Beer 1 liter chug. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I want to take the time to say thank you to all my fans. You guys have helped me achieve 1,000 views on my Banana Sprite Challenge video. Thank you so much for helping me promote that video to 1,000 views. I will end this by saying you guys know what to do. And now I have a new video that I want to promote to 1,000 views. If you are new here, maybe this is your first time watching Maximus the Fourth, maybe you're just really bored and you just really need something else to do, make sure you check out my video, Dr. Pepper Fantastic Chocolate Official Review. It is a very rare Dr. Pepper that came out as a sweepstakes item for the Dr. Pepper Fan Perks program. I will make sure to link that video down in the description of this video, and for all other extras and ways to even support this channel, it's all down in the description listed below. Maximus the Fourth here. As always, I thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.